Well, okay, so as an old cop, you can probably guess my answer to this one. No, I would not be for legalizing marijuana. I've seen too many cases over my 33 career where that drug has led to other problems. It's an entry drug. It does have an effect on the mind and on the body of young people when you drive, when you try to study in school. I just think it's a bad precedent. And look, cigarette smoking is bad for you. Why wouldn't marijuana smoke be just as bad? In fact, I read a study just earlier today where marijuana has higher carcinogenic rate than cigarettes do. But I will say this. My mother died not too long ago of pancreatic cancer. One of the things that they prescribed for her was a pill. And in the pill was cannabis with a mixture of some other drugs. And when I talked to my mother, and she's a strong Lutheran woman, and her dad, my grandfather, was a Lutheran pastor. So, you know, taking marijuana was not in her playbook either. So she kind of had to laugh about that, especially having 3 sons as cops. But she said, you know, she called me Davy. You know, Davy, this works. I feel better. My stomach ache is gone. Now, I might be in favor of medical marijuana if it was dispensed by a doctor, by a prescription, in a pill form. But to smoke marijuana for medical purposes, to me, is a joke. And I would be against it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I support 502. This was a thoughtful decision, and I did a lot of research on this. But marijuana has very similar characteristics, I understand, to people who choose to drink. I enjoy a glass of wine occasionally with dinner. We have controls that we have put into place for how we buy alcohol, where we can drink alcohol, who has access to alcohol, and if we can drive when we have had a drink. 502 proposes to do many of the same things for marijuana. It is controlled, it is taxed, it is ensured that people under 21 do not have access to it, and it has similar requirements of driving under the impairment of using that as alcohol. Alcohol can lead, as somebody who has had inpatient treatment programs I've worked with, alcohol can lead to bad choices too. To assume that only marijuana takes us down that path, not true. So I think that we'll have a better chance to control it. We take the burden off our courts. We reduce the challenges and problems for our law enforcement. And remember, 502, this is for small amounts, less than an ounce. This is for personal use only. Don't look for people driving around with a pound brick in their car being able to get off under 502, because this is only for small amounts of personal use.
Thank you.